Jagaro Kanda, FIFA around.
North Lake Kanda. North Lake Kanda.
The reform no around.
North Lake Kanda. North Lake Kanda.
We will get them once upon swear, get them once upon swear. If I get them once upon swear, get them once upon swear. They want to not smell it, they all the one they can smell it. Get out the way you can smell it. If I man, oh.
This time around, who we carry?
If I talking to
We don't have a plenty talk that who we carry.
If I talking to
Better get sweet mind full of so skin. Don't fall for them, the minute that so skin. It's a real Tifa. We can see the development they say they will bring. We can see the salary they promise to share. That's so scared. You don't scare, oh. Tifa na pure school in this country. Tifa na pure hospital in this country. Tifa na pure road in this country. Tifa building bridges in this country. Tifa da brabi, Tifa da brabi, Tifa da brabi. Picking respect your brabi. Too much fella coming up, no getting popo. Talking too long, never no monkey, mon pofo.
Your pofo, we will call it.
The contract, mon pofo.
Your pofo, we will call it.
The contract, I am coming up, mon get shoe pofo.
We will call it.
The goodbye, Jerry coming up, mon get mon pofo.
Your pofo, we will call it.
The rubber Jerry coming up, mon get mon pofo.
Pofo, we will call it.
Barrow medicine, yeah. We go you, Lion of Africa, yeah. Stay with you.
Anything that you tell, anything you want to do.
Bella, you feel us.
This time around, who we carry?
If I talking to
We don't have a plenty talk that who we carry.
If I talking to
The first time we came with defensive system, you are acting like you the best man.
Loga.
But now we coming with attacking system. We treat you just like one country pigeon. The people that are guaranteed fat and a joke. You like it or not, you want to jump in the hole. We know you have a good we know you have a torrential. This time around,
we will get them once upon swear, get them once upon swear. If I get them once upon swear, get them once upon swear. If I get them once upon swear, get them once upon swear.
when black people in the time, one I make and one I let giant. Two about me knock and one I make must calm down.
Really.
That play you said in an actual play, oh. When I'm begging you said, Jagaro Kanda, FIFA around.
North Lake Kanda. North Lake Kanda.
The reform no around.
North Lake Kanda. North Lake Kanda.
This time around, who we carry?
If I talking to
We don't have a plenty talk that who we carry.
If I talking to
It's your narrow.
Then c'est bled toi dit. C'est bled toi dit. C'est.
The trains on the beat. Yes, sir. What I'm making to come. Yeah. Two hours make that. I was up for I have it on there. So skin. It's a heavy top on the nigga with so much fire.
We will call it.
Barrow medicine, yeah. We go you, Lion of Africa, yeah. Stay with you.
Anything that you tell, anything you want to do.
Bella, you feel us.
This time around, who we carry?
If I talking to
We don't have a plenty talk that who we carry.
If I talking to
The first time we came with defensive system, you are acting like you the best man.
Loga.
But now we coming with attacking system. We treat you just like one country pigeon. The people that are guaranteed fat and a joke. You like it or not, you want to jump in the hole. We know you have a good we know you have a torrential. This time around,
sapon sway. Tifa quiere un sapon sway, quiere un sapon sway. Tifa quiere un sapon sway, quiere un sapon sway.
When black people in the time, one I make and one I let giant. Two about me now can one I make must calm down. Really, that play you said in an actual play, oh. When I'm begging you say, you gotta calm down. If I oh, not slick or calm down. Not slick or calm down. You phone or around. Not slick or calm down. Not slick or calm down. It's not around who we carrying.
Different talking to baby.
We don't have a plenty of talk that who we carrying.
Different talking to baby.
It's about now.
Bien, c'est plaît toi, c'est plaît toi, c'est.
It trains on the beat. Yes, sir. What I meant to cut that. Yeah. Two hour make that. I was going to put a heavy tone on there. So skin. It's a heavy tattoo that make it with so much fella. I pay my left today, yeah. I'm telling you today. You put them on.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am son of that dear boy. I'm glad with the great opportunity given me to introduce to you your president.
Babu want to become president. Bustro want to become president. Poppy Dossel want to become president. Crazy man you see want to become president. Mr. Kede want to become president. Mr. Lala man want to become president. President you will see you. Mr. Roro want to become president. Jego. Now how the president business will be. We suffering for some more. Mr. Lala want to become president. President you see want to become president. Mr. John President. It can't be one angry. Let me tell you something. When they want to become president with Lala, they will come and say, as the president of the Republic of Liberia, I thank you people for introducing me as a president. The power invests in me as a president of the Republic of Liberia. I want to make sure I will bring the rest press down. Yeah. I'm going to pull all the fear press down. I'm going to bring the gasoline press down. Yeah. Kalolo want to become president. You know he say again, you want to tell me say president will charge money eat up become president? Trust take up become president? And now he say, Liberia will show you. When they be president to them, they will stand and say, I'm Mason. I will bring down Moldova and bear you new Moldova. I'm going to make sure I'm not going to steal the government money. I'm going to make sure 7-7 get their back pay. I'm the president going to make sure that the AFL going to be paid in 2 weeks. I'm going to make sure the student going to get 12 buses. I'm going to make sure for the little children they say, I'm going to buy two plastic bags for them to poo-poo inside. Yeah. Babu, you see, want to become president. Mr. President want to become president. Mr. Drongo want to become president. Lala want to become president. Children Ripper want to become president. You know, it's so free, Liberia. Listen to the speech. I As the President of the Republic of Liberia, I'm going to make sure I'm going to electrify the city into 1 day time. As the President of the Republic, I'm going to drive the whole of the sea and pay you people estate daily. And things go bad. Republic of West Wind going to be an estate. Mr. President, become president. Mr. Lala man want to become president. Mr. Ruru want to become president. Mr. Dr. Dog want to become president. Mr. Kenju man want to become president. Mr. Ripasa want to become president. Mosquito want to become president. The Crazy Caesar want to become president. Everyone want to become president. And you now when you want to become president. Yeah. Please come, let me see them who will become president.
Lieutenant, don't cry by here. The president said, "Been in a worry, my ear." Me, I got one question to how will be president. But wait now, how can you become president? Nobody know you. How do you become president? How will you become president? Hey, free folk man now want to become president. All the self jagger they do, they want to become president. You gap in here, then you won't become president. Nobody know you, then you say you won't become president. Nobody can say infinity here, you won't become president. My brother, you can't become president. Standing as I follow you, come to Liberia, you say you won't become president. No, you can't become president. You don't even have who had you.
You are coming to the U.S. You suck the ambassador. I don't want to go and I don't want to give you the say. That he will tell you. You're who they want to talk. You're talking. That he will tell you that you're coming to the U.S. You're not supposed to sack the ambassador until you go back. That he will tell you. No, I will not tell you. No, that he will tell you. That he will tell you that you're not supposed to tell the foreign minister girlfriend and you want to the permanent bishop, knowing that you want to much people there. No, that he will tell you. I will not tell you. No, that he will tell you. That he will tell you that you see that way. Says so I know nothing about diplomacy. No foreign policy experience. Because you're not a full time. That he will tell you. No, I will not tell you. No, that he will tell you. That he will tell you that your government is weakening day by day. You can't see it. That he will tell you. No, I will not tell you. No, that he will tell you. That he will tell you that your people are sent. Ask you to investigate them. After you have told the whole country, you will investigate them. They beg you to investigate them. Let me tell you to investigate them before you do it now. That he will tell you. Mr. President, I never told you to fire the ambassador 2 days before you arrived. Wanted to make you look awkward. So, whoever you decide now, you see all the tickets. Because you and I know that ambassador content will not be a man. You will be over your own. And the people you coming with, most of them don't know the US. Now me will tell you, no, I will not tell you, no. Now me will tell you, 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 you'll be over your own. No, I will not tell you.
Your disappointment about the president going to Dominion Church?
My disappointment in that church is not for people to joke. Bishop Winker, you know what I mean to be bishop? People just play with bishop business. You just tell the bishop business to be joke. All that money to Bishop Winker on. You go carry cherry squad in your church? Bishop Winker, I know you better than that. That is somebody I know from my childhood day. From the time I was 5 years old. We used to go across the road. That is somebody that I know very well. We used to go sit in our house to watch television with his son. That's somebody I know better than that. To carry PP pie in a church. He has brought disgrace to the Dominion Church. I got no regret for saying it.
Your disappointment about the president going to Dominion Church?
My disappointment in that church is not for people to joke. Bishop Winker, you know what I mean to be bishop? People just play with bishop business.
How's your relationship with the president?
I think my relationship with the president is okay. We're working together. We're making the impact that we should. And I'm grateful to be sitting here as the first female vice president of the Republic of Liberia. If you look at relationships, and each of you sitting over there, I think most of you are married. If you look at relationships, there are always ups and downs, but our interest remains singular. That is not about my personal interest or about the president's personal interest. It is about what both of us can do together for Liberia. And I think that is the relationship I want to talk about. And it is strong. We're working. We're doing what we can. And I'm just grateful to have such an opportunity.
Thank you. Your political relationship, to be exact, together since 2018. I saw you crying upon his acceptance, that joyful moment. You took your handkerchief, you cleaned your eyes, you passed it over to him. He did the same. It was, listen, that is touching. It have gone down in the Guinness Book of Record. That relationship, is that the same relationship we are talking about?
And you know, Stanton, let me be frank, and I don't think I've ever said this on international wire, but I love George Weah with all of my heart, and that's the bottom line. If I didn't believe in him, I would not have given up my destiny to support his, which is what I have done. And so I believe together, in spite of all of the things that have happened, and I always say, President Weah and I have never argued. He has never raised his voice at me. He has never been abusive to me. There's times that I'm a little bit irritating and I keep, pushing issue. How I can harass you. So now, let's do the thing, man. Let's do it like this. And maybe, he may have a different plan of action or want to do it another way. Then you'll say, I don't know if you believe it here, and are working on it. But I think the two of us, as two individuals, we have a very good relationship. There were times that others intervened in areas that caused additional hardship, but I can never sit on the international or local media and say that the president and I have a difficult relationship between the two of us. I think we've worked together very well, and I'm his deputy. My job is to assist him in the discharge of his duties, and I try to do that. This morning, I had a small conversation with some little children who came to visit me, about 27, maybe from 8 to about 15, to get my Christmas message. And one of the little girls asked me, what is the most difficult thing you face as vice president? And I said, let me be frank, because I think transparency is good for all of us. And I said to her, I came from being senior senator for Bond County. I was the head of the county. I pulled things where I wanted it to go. I dragged it to places that I thought was better. And I was a leader. I did that for maybe 15 years. Then I come into a space where I'm vice president and I'm second in command and I have to wait. I have to serve. Even if I have an opinion, I have to discuss it with the president and get his view on what he wants to do because he's the leader here. And I think that was the most difficult thing, remembering that I'm second and I'm no longer first. But I think the Bible tells us, and it's something I believe, that he who maybe wants to lead one day must also serve. So you get a chance to taste both parts of the leadership spectrum. And so this is someone I care about deeply as my leader. I think as we go towards 2023, the three political parties are supposed to be finalizing whatever issues we have amongst ourselves and get ready for the nomination process in February. And then we'll begin again to seek the mandate of our people. We'll go across the country, give our platform, talk about the positive things we've done, and ask for that second term. So I think the relationship between the both of us is okay. It's a working relationship. And I've learned a lot over the past 5 years, being second in command to someone like President George Manawia. And as I said this morning, I'm indeed grateful.
Thank you. Together, my last question, and the guys will come in. Together, since you guys took the Rim of Power in Liberia 2018 inauguration, today is the 24th of December 2022. But one more year, if everything in place, but one more year, October 10 will be election. We can say what we want to say, madam.
The health sector is in crisis. The masses of the people are dying for curable diseases. 5 years along the line, they are reducing the budget of the health sector. In this year's budgetary appropriation, the health sector has received reduction of budgetary appropriation. The masses of the people are neglected and abandoned. 5 years along the line, the education sector is in status. 5 years along the line, the University of Liberia is in feculence. 5 years along the line, Federal Liberia. 5 years along the line, the 19,736 employees of the education sector of the Republic are subjected to 92 million, while the final ministry of 920 staffers have experienced astronomical budgetary increment from 60 million to 152 million.
Yo! 5 years government has failed us. Yo! Yo! Say enough is enough. Yo! Yo! Man down!
5 years along the line, more than 16,000 students at the University of Liberia, 1,759 employees at the University of Liberia continue to be subjected to 17 million, while the President of the Republic of Liberia, a single individual budget is increasing from 2 million to 5 million. 5 years along the line, there is nothing called happiness in the Republic of Liberia.
Of the state. Yo!
5 years along the line, the legacy is corruption. If it is not 16 billion, it is 25 million. If it is not 25 million, it's the abuse of the 24.8 million intended for the national reform. And we are disappointed in the national legislature that they can come here and conspire against the Liberian people to backdate an agreement, while the element Minister Tue was caught in the GSC report, but the elements here do not have the balls to bring that monster criminal to tax and subject him beyond the rusty bar.
You're letting loot us. Yo!
So 5 years along the line, we have come to inform the Liberian people, we have come to inform the national legislature that on July 26th, the Student Unification Party will boycott the July 26th and organize the masses of the Liberian people in the street to protest in demand of structural repair in their conditions and in demand of fixing the country, because the country is not at the service of the Liberian people. In this life, fellow Liberians and fellow students, We will turn over to the Secretary General of the Student Unification Party.
So,
we will present the Chairman of the Student Unification Party.
So,
to present the petition of the Student Unification Party.
So,
we will legitimize the position of the Student Unification Party.
So,
because we are about to take the message of the people.
Mana!
Viva! Social justice academic freedom, viva!
Where do?
Comrades and friends, fellow Liberians, members of the Liberian Senate, fellow pressmen and women, from the inner sanctum of the Student Unification Party, we convey to you our fraternal greetings. And today we've come not just to demonstrate our dismay, not just to demonstrate our disappointment in the way the affairs of the Liberian society have been run for the last 5 years under the We Are stewardship, but we've come to say to the legislature as well that giving responsibility by the mass of the Liberian people to come here and to represent them means that you have to work in the best interest of the people by performing laws and policies that will improve their well-being or their welfare. But the last 5 years have been different. So a few days ago, by member of the 31st Central Committee and Politburo of the Student Unification Party, the chairman of the Student Unification Party gave a position statement on the issue of independence celebration this year. And we are very emphatic and unequivocal. There is nothing worth celebration or nothing worth to be celebrated this year independence. And this is not just the first time of the Student Unification Party for those of you who want to ask. 2018, we boycotted independence celebration because the president refused to declare his asset. And here we are again. 5 years down the line, the hallmark of governance in the society is corruption. Mendacity and plundering of the state resources at the disadvantage of the mass of the Liberian people who suffer the hell of poverty in this country. So it is against the backdrop that we've come here today to decisively address the issue of corruption precisely at Legix. A few weeks ago, the AICC submitted the final report of the investigation of corruption saga at Legix, the Ministry of Agriculture, Water and Sewer, and the list go on. But it was amazing to note that since then, the president of this country was heard on a local radio decisively defending corruption. And the Minister of Justice or the Ministry of Justice has done nothing to prosecute those who are being indicted by the AICC. So today we've come as part of our campaign launch a few days ago to face this country. Facing this country is facing a legislature that will do the business of the Liberian people. Facing this country means you have to deal decisively with the issue of corruption and bad governance. 5 years down the line, State Department report on this country has been very wrong and it has been tragic. The issue of human rights, corruption, rule of law, everything. Liberia is lagging behind. So as an institution bestowed with the spirit to struggle for the dignity of our people by our history, we are here today to give a position statement on the corruption saga at Legix. Professor Francis Ware is Lieutenant General or Director General in Wilmer Smith and that of Lawrence George. They've been caught in a cobweb of corruption and nothing is being done. So we've come to implore the Liberian Senate that you have to pressure the Ministry of Justice to ensure that these people account for everything they've done against the interests of the society. So at this point, before we usher in the chairman, you must understand that on the 26th, we are clear with this message that we'll boycott independence and we'll be having a mass protest rally. We've talked to the security apparatus, precisely the Ministry of Justice, assuring us security. They are here to say anything. It is our constitutional right installed in Article 1, Article 15, and Article 17 of the Constitution of this society. And as part of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, we've got right to assembly, expression, and freedom of speech. Freedom of speech, comrades. So today we've come here to let you know that on the 26th, peacefully, the Student Unification Party, under the able leadership of Chairman Mustafa Kane, will commandeer the people of Liberia into action. Oh yes, this regime promised that they will have brought people to justice. Implementation of the TRC report. 5 years down the line, they are supporting those who committed heinous atrocities against the masses of the Liberian people. Those who plunder the state resources, those who kill our people in the society must not be seen as people who can commit wrong against our people and can go scot-free. So this government needs to implement the issue of World Economic Crimes Court in the society. So at this point, we just wanted you to know that on the 26th, the Student Unification Party will be in a protest endeavor. And that if anything is to go wrong, the Liberian state under the stewardship of George Weah is to be held responsible. Yo! You cannot have the university in tatters. You cannot have the economy fail. The economy has failed massively.
So we're going to talk about another president and his actions. President George Weah of Liberia. He is currently out of the country. He left at the beginning of November. And by the time he returns in December, he would have been out and away for more than 40 days. It has caused huge uproar, with critics saying it's irresponsible given the economic difficulties the country is facing. Senator Darius Dillon says he is going to raise the issue at Senate, but Mr. Weah's supporters and allies say the trip is all in the country's interests, calling it a diplomatic campaign to garner aid. So let's hear from the two sides. First, the senator opposed to the trip, Senator Darius Dillon.
The law here requires that when the president of Liberia leaves the country or has a reason to leave the country, he must inform the legislature, and that information should contain the purpose of his trip out of the country, the duration of the trip, and when he will return, and who will remain in charge of the cabinet in his absence. And we have a travel of ordinance here that says beyond 7 days, any public official, including the president, will have to be responsible to shoulder his or her extension of stay out of the country.
So if they're away for longer than 7 days, what has to happen?
If you go beyond 7 days, you are responsible for your own per diem, hotel, and lodging and feeding, including incidental. If what you spend on your extended stay is in the interest of the country and you can show proof with documentations upon your return, then you can make the case for refund. As it is now, the president has not demonstrated to us that his extension of stay to watch FIFA football games could any benefit to this country. And so I'm asking the Liberian Senate to probe an investigation, to launch a legislative probe into the information provided by the president, because our information with evidence attached to it that the president misled the Liberian people through the Liberian Senate that the Paris Peace Forum was extended. Our information, which we attached to our communication to the Senate, has proven that the Paris Peace Forum in France was never extended, for which the president has extended his stay in Qatar to watch football games when it has nothing to do with Liberia.
So you're saying that the president stayed in Qatar for longer so that he could go from Qatar to Paris to the Peace Forum?
The president had written earlier to the effect that he was attending the Paris Peace Forum from December 9 to the 15th, from November 9 to the 15th, and that from the 15th of November to the 23rd of November, he will be attending FIFA World Cup as guest of FIFA. The president wrote a subsequent communication to inform the Senate that the Paris Peace Forum was extended. The duration of that peace forum in Paris from the 9th to the 15th was extended up to the 18th of November. That information has turned out to be untrue, misleading, and for which the president says he's extending his stay in Qatar because his original schedule to be in Paris for the Paris Peace Forum was scheduled originally from the 9th of November to the 15th.
Okay, can I ask you this? It's just 3 days. Why is it such a big deal?
It's a big deal because the forum was never extended. So that means the misleading information must be investigated. We need to know at all times where the president of Liberia is, especially on the foreign travel. When the president says he will be at a particular place at a particular time on government money, and it is found out formally to be untrue, it warrants investigation.
So you're introducing a bill to instigate a probe into the president's trip.
It is a formal communication calling the attention of the Senate with reasons for which a probe must be launched for the Senate to take the appropriate corrective measures when necessary after the probe.
Okay, so the president is saying that all these trips are to drum up business and support for Liberia, and that presidents do this kind of thing. They go out of the country to go and do business, to bring business back into the country.
How is watching FIFA games where his son is playing brings back anything to the country for over 15 days? How? Who's funding this trip? At whose expense? To what benefit to the country? Shouldn't we know this information? Shouldn't we know these facts?
That's Senator Darius Dillon there. And now, Mr. Weah's defender, Eugene Nagbe, former information minister and current close advisor to President Weah.
Mr. President's travel was totally in the interest of the people of Liberia to try to garner support for some of the infrastructure projects that we are doing, and also to engage other world leaders. So that's the sum total of his tour. About this probe, I think the senator, as usual, is showboating. He's not going to table anything. But if he does, it will result.
My friend and brother Francis, how you doing? You have been muted. You have been muted. So you need to. You have been muted. Hello? Yeah, you are muted. All right. Okay.
So we're going to talk about another president and his actions. President George Weah of Liberia. He is currently out of the country. He left at the beginning of November. And by the time he returns in December, he would have been out and away for more than 40 days. It has caused huge uproar, with critics saying it's irresponsible given the economic difficulties the country is facing. Senator Darius Dillon says he is going to raise the issue at Senate, but Mr. Weah's supporters and allies say the trip is all in the country's interests, calling it a diplomatic campaign to garner aid. So let's hear from the two sides. First, the senator opposed to the trip.
Back in here.
I promise I'm going to pay my rent. You see me? That's what I'm working towards.
No, I gave you a first notice. I gave you time to pay it. We gave you a second notice. I gave you time to pay it. 6 months now. You've even gotten a third notice. I'm done. You need to take your stuff and get out and don't come back.
Brittany, please. All right, I'm going to bring my rent. Brittany, please.
Hey, good news. I say nothing is too hard, nothing is too hard. Yes, we can testify. After 400 years in slavery, God brought them to the promised land. Yes, so. Liberia can testify. After 14 years. I say nothing is too hard. For God, I say nothing is too hard. Nothing is too hard. For Jehovah, you know nothing is too hard. Mama. impossible. If you make yourself available. So I say nothing is too hard for you. I say nothing is too hard. Yeah, it's too hard. Hallelujah. Are you serious? Hey,
My God. Yeah, come on.
Daddy, you the God of mine. Yeah, ooh, hey, oh, hi, oh, yeah. Daddy, yeah, nothing is too hard. Nothing is too hard. Nothing is too hard. Nothing is oh, yeah, nothing. Nothing, nothing is too hard. I said nothing is too hard. You made us your job. Starvation is your portion. I want you to know that I will provide for you. You were good.
My friend and brother, how you doing? I'm not getting you. I'm not getting you. I'm not getting you. I'm not getting you. We are not getting you. So we'll play music until you have your situations settled well. We are not getting you.
You're not coming back in here.
I promise I'm gonna pay my rent. You see me? That's what I'm working towards.
No, I gave you a first notice. I gave you time to pay it. We gave you a second notice. I gave you time to pay it. 6 months now. You've even gotten a third notice. I'm done. You need to take your stuff and get out and don't come back.
Brittany, please, please. I'm gonna bring my rent. Brittany, please.
Hey, good news. Yeah. I say nothing is too hard. Nothing is too hard. This work can testify. After 400 years in slavery, God brought them to the promised land.
That's so.
Liberia can testify. After 14 years, I say nothing is too hard. For God, I say nothing is too hard. Nothing is too hard. Ooh, for Jehovah, you know nothing is too hard. Mama,
Let us say good evening to our friend and brother from North Dakota. Francis, how you doing? We are not getting you. We are not getting you. We are not getting you. So We are not getting Francis. Ivan, how you doing?
Well, bless God to be here, bro. AB, how yourself?
I'm doing quite fantastic. I'm doing extremely well. I mean, as we all know, we are in the Christmas. Christmas is almost done, but what is on your apart from the discussion that we are about to have tonight? What is on your mind?
Honestly, my brother, I just bless God to be counted among the living. For me, that's the most important thing in life right now, and that's the most important thing on my mind. Just the fact that I can embrace my children, I'm able to see my wife, friends, and family. That's what on my mind. Just telling God thank you, blessing His name, and praising His name for keeping me to be alive to see another day.
All right. We'll start the ball rolling strictly to the issues. Like I said, I have been, Brother Francis, welcome. I have been I am not a Christian,
Okay.
per se. I am a Muslim, but also understand because I went to Christian school, so I understand the Christian doctrines, some of the Christian doctrines. But what do you have to say when it comes to your music? Your music, because your music is touching. It is really touching. Especially when I play this music, nothing is too hard. That touched me. And that is something that I want for us to talk about in detail. What are the thoughts?
Well, the inspiration comes from God, brother AB. And the songs that God gave me relate to everybody's situation around the world. I don't care whether you can speak Swahili, Chinese, whatever language you can speak. This song relate to everybody's situation. God is the creator of the universe. The Muslims say Allah. And nothing is too hard for him. And we all know that nothing is too hard for God. I was blessed to be called in this ministry by God Almighty. And I pray and fasted, and God opened my understanding to bring these songs to the world. So I'm just here using my gift to encourage people around the world and let them know. I don't care what you in, what situation you in, how hard life may seem or harsh life may seem. Put your trust in God Almighty because He's the only way, truth, and the life, and nothing is absolutely hard for Him.
Let me bring my friend and brother Francis in. Francis, do you have to say something about that? We are not getting you still. Francis, we are not getting you. We are not getting you still, Francis. We are not getting Francis still. So, as for me, this interview is this music industry. What do you intend to achieve? What do you intend to achieve in the musical industry? What are your intentions are?
Well, my mindset and my focus first is that God will get the ultimate praise and the glory out of my music. And that my music will be an inspiration to many souls, to many life out there. And I'm hoping that God will put me on a bigger stage or bigger platform that will share my music to the world, because other people elsewhere need to hear this song, not just the Liberian community as a whole. Because music is a universal language. You don't particularly got to understand what I'm saying. The melody, if I have the opportunity to even put subtitle under my music, I will do that because the inspiration comes from God, and I believe there are souls out there that need to hear this message that God has given me. And that has been my prayer. First, that God will be glorified through my music. Secondly, my music will impact a lot of life, that it will rededicate their life and give their life to God. So, and thirdly, that I will get on a much bigger stage than my music, because I believe that there are bigger stage God going to put me on, and I haven't reached to that peak yet.
you know, when I heard this music, I mean, I was like, this guy got to be an American. This guy got to be an American because, you know, for the message, for the message of your music, it is indeed touching.
Thank you,
I
brother.
mean, let us be able to play you another music from Arvin, and then our audience can be able to listen.
Hallelujah. The blessing too plenty, man.
D12 on the beat.
Your season has come, your level has changed. No delay, yeah. No more delay. Your season has come, your level has changed. No delay, yeah. No more delay. Your season has come. Hallelujah. Your level has changed. Oh. No more delay. Your season has come, your level has changed. Oh. No delay, yeah. No more delay. Mama, Papa, brothers, sisters, hallelujah. I dedicate to answer to injury. I don't know your pain, no. I don't know your pain, no. I don't know your struggle. I don't know your struggle. I don't know your situation. But I have good news for you. Good news for you. But Almighty sees your pain, oh. Sees your pain. He sees your suffering. He sees your tears, oh. Every night and day, oh. Yeah. He want me to tell you, to really tell you, your season has come, your level has changed. No delay, no. Your season has come, your level has changed.
When I listen to this music, it brought tears to my eye. What's so important? I mean, when it comes to a message, in a way that your message can be across, not for one segment of a specific group, but for all sectors of life. Whether you are a Muslim, this music you are indeed to listen to it. Whether you are a Buddhist, you are indeed to listen to this music. Whether you are Hindu, you are indeed to listen to this music. Whether you are believe in the existence of our forefathers. So what is it? What is it that you want to demonstrate? That you keep repeating, you keep singing the inspirational music that have lot of meanings.
But brother AB, the thing is that God called me to this music thing. I think I told you on the previous podcast before our system were acting up. I personally, even though I grew up in a strong Christian background, came from a strong Christian home, I didn't know how to write gospel music. And I knew back then that you couldn't just talk about God, that you talk about regular human being. Because the Bible says, by your word you shall be judged, and by your word you shall be condemned. I went in prayer and fasting for 3 days, and God opened my understanding, and God started to give the inspiration. And most of these songs that God gave me, it relate to life in general. Most of these things is my personal lifestyle, things I went through, things I suffer. And anyone who listens to the message in this song here, I don't care what part of the planet you find yourself, you can relate to the message. God gave me the inspiration to encourage people, to let them know. It don't matter the situation you find yourself in. There are people suffering in America. There are people suffering in China. There are people suffering in Japan. Everywhere around the world, they got people that are suffering, that are hoping that life will change for them, things will get better. So anyone can relate to this message here. What God has given me. And my prayer is that God will bless me to get on a bigger platform where this music can be shared all around the world. But anyone can relate to the music, the songs God has given me.
Let me bring in Francis. Francis, you have any questions for our brother?
Can you hear me now in the first
Yeah,
place?
yeah. You are live. Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Mr. Avi P, how you doing, my brother?
I bless God, bro, Francis. I bless God, doing
Yeah,
great.
yeah. This system always trying to challenge my ability, but I was here this morning just to join you guys to celebrate, the birth of Jesus Christ this morning, and it was fabulous. That podcast is almost 2,000 viewers now, so I think I did good, even though it was quiet. Was good. But I mean, I've been following you a little bit since I joined AB, started to play some of your music, especially the one you collaborated with our
Army.
sister, yeah, Kevin Adam. But this is my question. My first fundamental question is, if you don't mind, can you just tell our audience, growing up, what motivated you to, in the first place, try to sing gospel? So I know you keep talking about God inspired you, God spoke to you, but just growing up, I listened to another interview of yours where you talk about Bon County, where people couldn't
Right.
even afford to get a meal to eat. If it did, it meant you have to pray it again to see whether you'll get another meal to eat the next day. It was one time if you were lucky. So, if you don't mind, can you just give us some brief history about your growing up in Liberia, precisely
Mm-hmm.
Bon County?
Sure. Well, everything started from Bon County, I'm a Pele man. I was born in Bon County, and at a young age, my grandmother came for me from my father's side. My mother was a young woman. She had me a year later. She had my sister Victoria. God bless her too. She's an amazing gospel artist. She just won the best international gospel artist of the year from Ghana, Africa. So when the family saw that the weight was too much for my mother because they needed her to go back to school, my grandmother from my father's side came for me and took me to Kakata, my Gibi County. That's when I discovered the whole Christian thing, because while living with my mom, I wasn't a church person. I was still, around the age of 5. I moved with my grandmother, just turned 6. And my grandmother came from that area. They had that strong Christian background and principle where you will have to sing in the morning, in the evening, and in the night. And it continues through devotion like that. But at the time I got to Kakata, I did not speak no English because I only had my native dialect. That the only thing I knew, Pele. But as time went by, communicating with the children in the house, my cousin, then I started learning to pick up English and I got fluent in it. And when my grandmother noticed I was fluent in English, that's how she picked me to lead devotion. But she never knew that I could sing. And I opened the devotion with a song after I sang, and I told people what to do in the house. That's when she discovered that God has blessed me with a gift. And she told my uncle, peace be to his ashes, who I'm named after, the late Ivan Pittman. The late Ivan Pittman.
For the last 3 months, I've been taking.
The late Ivan Pittman, who I'm named after. That's how he put me in the children choir, and that's how my singing ability expanded from there.
All right. So my next question, are you done with that question?
Yeah.
So my next question is, especially today, I play a couple of your, music today. So my next question is, when you started, it was kind of like I watched something. Probably you did that in Liberia. There was no technological advancement like it is today. How was it like if you were to compare that time to today with this, computer technology, internet technology, social media technology? Like you are in Iowa now, I'm in North Dakota, AB is, in Minnesota. Comparing your start and to where we are, in terms of the industry you find yourself in. How do you look at it today?
Well, things are improved drastically when it comes to the technology world. You know, things are really improved. Because back then you carry a video, something that you record the CD, you will carry to the place. The people will have to put it in the cassette on it and play it on TV in Liberia. Here you can just forward it through WhatsApp and whatever. So technology has really improved. A lot of things are improved when it comes to the technology aspect. So I don't have to take plane and fly to Liberia and give my CD to whoever on TV to play it, or I don't have to put my cassette together and ship it in barrel for it to reach. I can just go through WhatsApp and forward it. So things are improved drastically.
So my next thing is we listen to a lot of. I'm not in the industry, but I'm somebody that love music. I'm a leisure time. I play music a lot. Me and my children, something like that. But there's another concern here based on my own observation. There are a lot of Liberian artists, whether from the gospel side or the secular side. The issue of support and growth, doing better and being able to raise some money to be able to do more, because we live in America, labor is very cost intensive. So where do you get support from to keep doing what you are doing, and how formidable that support is? Would like to know that.
Okay, so God has blessed me. I have always been a hardworking person, and I've always been placed in a position by God Almighty with good jobs. So I support because I'm an independent artist. I'm not signed to no record label. So everything I do, God first, and the hard work that I put in the support of my wife. So everything you see me do, the music video, going in the studio, is the hard work of my own money that I earn. I work to support everything that I do. In the case where if I was signed to maybe a record label, that would be different. I would only have to show up. But everything that you see me do from day one until up to now is the hard work that I put in and I do.
So let me ask one last question before you. Oh, okay. He's still answering. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, Francis, I see the kids in the background hearing a lot of
Yeah,
talking
yeah, yeah,
inside.
yeah. That's my. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, my brother. She already what to call. My daughter. Yeah, you're sorry.
No, it's really loud in the. I think the
Yeah,
people can hear it.
it's loud in the background.
Yeah, she's talking. Excuse. Yeah, just few second. Just few second.
All right. Having for me, like I said yesterday, that I have been touched by your music.
Thank you,
Is,
brother.
is that any way and form that once a Liberians will always be a Liberian? That's what I believe. Is that a way that a Liberian who want to contribute, who want to assist you, who want to financially be able to say, you know what, I like having P music, and I'm going to donate $5 to him every month. I'm going to donate a $10 to him every month. I'm going to donate a $2 to him every month. Whatsoever the amount is, right? It does not. What matter is the little. Is the little that one will contribute. Is that a way that indeed that you are accepting donations or contributions for any of our audience that is listening out there? Is that a way?
But brother AB, any donation would be highly appreciated. Because in the gospel thing, everything you see is money. Even though I'm not one artist to go about money, 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 because I believe that, like the song said, when God approve you, man will locate you. But still, to go in the studio, it costs money. To shoot the music video, it costs money. To even getting people together, it's very costly. So I always say that to the audience: if you want to be a blessing to Minister Ivan P, financially, morally, I accept all of that. You can reach me with my cash app number. That's the easier way people can reach me to make donation. The number is 605. I think AB will put it on the screen there. 679 1029. It would be a highly appreciated $5, $10, whatever God lay on your heart. Even if you just take a phone call and say, Ivan, the music God has given you has touched my heart. I bless God for you. It's very important to me. Even the prayer that you will render for God to expand, this ministry that He has given me, is also appreciated. However way God will lay on your heart to be a blessing to this ministry, it's highly appreciated by Minister Ivan P. And I can tell you this, that your sowing will never be in vain. Wherever you donate or be a blessing to Minister Ivan P., God will bless you. That's the only option I have now for anyone who want to make a donation.
Okay. Let us play you the music with Ambassador Calvin.
Ivan P and can be on this one.
This music is always tripping.
You see me dancing, so what? You see me jubilating, so what? You see me celebrating, so what? You see me laughing, so what? God blessing got me dancing. That favor got me jubilating. No sickness.
I mean, what was the music like when you decided to collaborate with Calvin? Were you not deciding any other Liberian musicians? There are a lot of gospel musicians into our country, but you left them to collaborate with Calvin.
People always ask me that question.
Yeah, I wanted to answer that.
Bro, it be honestly, there were few people that I reached out to because when the beat was given to me, I listened to it and I reached out to few people. But the response was different. Maybe they were busy. And I'm a kind of person, I don't have patience. That's why my wife said I should pray for patience. When I want to do something, I just want to do it and carry on. So I reached out. They didn't say no, but it just felt to me that they were taking too much time to get it done. Because music is like wave. If it comes to you, that information, you don't take that information and put it together and do it. It will go to somebody too. Then you will sit there and say, "Oh, but that song was in my bogo. I wrote this song here. How can the other person sing the song?" So I didn't want to take that time to wait too long. So I got on the phone. I reached out to the ambassador. So I said, "Look, mother, I got this beat here, and I think you will love it because I think it go with your style of singing." And after I sang the chorus, when I sang it to her, she said, "Yeah, it's very beautiful. No problem." And that's how she volunteered to get on the song. And by the special grace of God, we were able to get the collaboration done.
What do you have to say to our fellow Liberian musicians who are struggling? And I know the meaning why I decided to add the word struggling there. Who are struggling? What's your message to them during this festive season? What is your message to them?
I will tell them, put God first, be patient, and hard work and dedication. At the right time, when God approve you, men will locate you. Nothing good come easy. Something that you labor for, that you work hard for, eventually God bless you and get you to that area, you will better take care of it and protect it. But if you rush, you will lose the good thing that have been prepared to come to you. Put God first. Continue to seek God. Continue to work hard. Continue to persevere. And when God approve you, man will locate you.
Before we open our phone line, let us go to our friend and brother Francis. Francis, you have anything to say?
Yeah, I got something to say there. I got another question for you, okay? You talk about the cash app issue, you talk about the struggle, you talk about the support of your wife and everything comes from the American job. I get it though. And you also mentioned you are an independent artist. So my question is, yeah, I know we all go to work, I get it, but if you have this passion because of your gift from God, what plan do you have to make this your primary source of living, or let's say income, to be able to do more? What plan do you have? One question there. The second question is, I'm not in the industry for sure. You guys are no longer doing CD, because I can remember in Liberia people do CD. When they launch it, they make some money to be able to get some of the expenses out. Because those of us that did business, economics, and all that stuff, the definition of labor is very simple. So, and you know much about the Bible than I do, even though I went to Christian school and public school. But what you tell, like Brembo say, what you tell the goat that they play the goat got to eat.
That's true.
Okay. So, I mean, you put it in your lab, but you are taking your American job income to put it into music, which is not too bad. That's okay, because you have a passion for it, and your wife is supporting to do just that. So, what plan do you have? What strategy do you have to be able to use your music as a primary source of income, and then so that you can be able to do more, especially where there is no CD these days. Every time we just go on YouTube and play your music free for the most part.
Right. Well, the first thing me and my wife came together to do, because she's like my number one fan and my number one supporter, we decided to put the music online like everybody do around the world. Apple Play Store, Pandora, Amazon Music, any platform that you can go to buy music on. The music is available there. That's the first thing, we started to do, because at first I wasn't doing these things then. I would just record the song, shoot the video, and put it on YouTube. Then people would go and download everything and enjoy themselves. Then fans would call me and say, "But Minister, you're taking forever to post video. Oh, boy, we're not hearing new music." I have to tell them, I say, "Look, I'm an independent artist. I have to work for everything that I put out there. I'm not signed to no record label. I'm doing everything on my own." So my wife said, "Why don't you do the way other people doing? Why can't you sell your music online, put it online, whatever donation that will come, at least it will save up." Because even if you put the music online, the people who sharing this music on all the different apps and things, they have to take up a percentage. And whatever is left, they got to add up before they send it to you. Whether that 1 cent, you got to add that 1 cent up, before it make quarter, before it go to $1, before it come to your account. So that's what we decided to do. Secondly, I push my music in Liberia on the radio station as well, and on the TV station. Even though I have to send things over there, tipping people to continually keep the music play. But we are praying, my family is praying, that God will bless me with a bigger platform other than just, because when your music get that kind of exposure, people from Nigeria, Ghana, seeing the abilities you have, it open more door for opportunity. Somebody can say, "Okay, I saw so and so XYZ on TV. I was impacted by your music. I want you to come to Ghana," and they can be a blessing to you. But for now, these are the basic things we have put into place, to help to bring a little form of income back.
All right, great. So that brings me to a follow-up question, Minister P. So what can you tell our audience today to do? Because I'm told, because I got a YouTube account where I have to pay them money. I don't play your music free anyway. Whenever I play, you get some cut from it, because I pay YouTube, and because I play music, they pay you. So what do you have to tell our audience today or tonight about what could likely make you to make some money as a result of all these platforms you got your music on. Should they keep playing your music? Should they stream it every time in your car and all that stuff? Because there are a lot of us pay for it. Some people don't pay shit.
Yeah, brother. First, that's the reason I'm on the platform here, to give the music some exposure and let everybody to please. The way you can support Minister Ivan P to keep going in the studio, to keep putting up video, you can stream the song online. But some people will look at it and say, "But Minister Ivan P, if I go pay that $2 online, how much will really come to you?" Because the people then will take everything off, then maybe a small percentage will come to you. If you directly want to be a blessing, my Cash App number is already out there. I think AB have it on the screen. You know, you say, "Look, Mr. Ivan P, that thing when I go to your Play Store to go stream the song, it will not bring really nothing to you. I want to donate directly to you." The number is 605-679-1029. You know, anything through the Cash App, that my Zelle number, you know, you say just God lay on your heart, you say, "Look, man of God, since I watched the interview with Brother AB, my heart was touched, you know, even though I will go online to get the song from Play Store, but I just want to be a blessing." You can also do it that way too. And God will bless you, you know. God will really bless you for that.
All right, great. I got another question here. There is a time here, AB. Just few seconds, AB. Just few seconds. Let the minister answer the question. I see you here, you and Vicky. Then
right.
Yeah. So the title of the song is "Marriage is Sweet." What do you mean about that, my friend?
What the message in that song, if you listen to the song, was saying that it's not like in a marriage, you guys are not going to argue, you're not going to have ups and downs, you know. I mean, we are human beings. You're taking two different individuals from different backgrounds coming together in a union. You don't say you don't want to live together, they want to have a family. It's not easy. It's a tough thing. It's a very tough thing. I'm not going to, because I'm a realist. My pastor is a realist, so I speak real. I speak truth to power. It's not easy. But once you make God the center of your marriage, you pray about things instead of calling 5,000 friends and explaining your marital problem to them. When the husband or the wife, you detect a character in their behavior, instead of you calling the whole world to explain, you get on your knee and pray about it. And you call your partner and talk to your partner about it. It's better that way. And you give things to God more often. You should be a praying person, give things to God, let God dictate the marriage, because there's nothing God can do. So God just gave me that song to let people know that when God becomes the center of this marriage here, you know, He will keep everything together. He will protect everything. Not that you people will not have your little argument, because it's normal for human beings to do that. But when God is the center, there's nothing you can build from there. You know, there's nothing you can work out.
All right, bro. It'll be back to you.
All right. Someone is saying, can we listen to the music? Yeah. Let me play your just of the music.
Coming back in here.
I promise I'm going to pay my rent. You see me? That's what I'm working towards.
No, I gave you a first notice. I gave you time to pay it. We gave you a second notice. I gave you time to pay it. 6 months now. You've even gotten a third notice. I'm done. You need to take your stuff and get out and don't come back.
Brittany, please. I'm going to bring my rent. Brittany, please.
Hey, good news. I say nothing is too hard. Nothing is too hard. This work can testify. After 400 years in slavery, God brought them, hey, to the promised land. That's so. Hey, Liberia can testify. Yeah. After 14 years. Ooh, I say nothing is too hard. Yeah, for God, I say nothing is too hard. Yeah.
up?
You know, for me, this music is touching. This music is touching, so what are you doing in order for you to be able to collaborate with other Nigerian artists? What are you doing?
Well, but brother Abi, that is in the pipeline. But I figure this, you know, I'm a man who like to give credit to where credit is due. You know, most of us grew up watching like the Everly March. We listen to the music, the Ambassador Myron Cassell, the KMV. So the people say, I can't live here and don't show the respect to these people who have paved the way over the years, you know, and go way to Nigeria. So I decided, I prayed about it. I said, you know what? Some of us during the wartime, like Everly March, then was singing, do you remember when we were eating pan cabbage and things?
Yeah.
Those songs then was songs that brought us through the crisis and things. We could hope on, even though we didn't have nothing to eat, but when you listen to that kind of music, it built up your spirit to keep you going. Then Myron then came, you know, the war is over. Y'all come together, let's celebrate. You know, that kind of song giving you hope. You know, Liberia will rise, will shine, we will prosper. So I felt that it was a need for me to start to collaborate with the people that have paved the way before going to Nigeria. Because if I go to a Nigerian man to do a song, he will first start looking back in my country and say, but wait, we know Ambassador Mara is a big star, we know Everly March, we know Kenvi. Why haven't you done any collaboration with these people then? Why, you know, come way over here? So I decided to start doing collaboration with the pioneers then who I love the music, who have paved the way. Then even that alone will give me some exposure. Then when I go to Nigeria and they start seeing the work, because these guys, they will go on your YouTube and check and see. When they see the history of what I have done, they can be now, okay, the mayor, he have a sense of respect because he was able to honor the pioneer, the people that paved the way. So if they won't have problem with giving me that collaboration.
Yeah, but what else money? The woman that sang the war was when we were eating pan cabbage. How do you call it?
Everly
March.
Yeah.
Everly March is right here in Minnesota.
Right.
So I am thinking whether you could be able to do a one collab with Evelyn. With Evelyn. No, because what you are saying it makes a lot of sense.
Thank you.
So that you could be able to make one collab with Evelyn, so that alone will be able to take you to the next step.
Right.
Because as you are saying, that the Nigerian will be able to look back. They'll be able to look at your first step. What have you done? I have a Nigerians. I have a Nigerians that can be able to connect. But this guardian will be able to, like you said, they will be able to look at your past record.
Right.
What have you done? So I am thinking, I think the best thing is that since you are in the great United States and then Everly Mars is in the great United States, I think you guys can be able to do one collab.
But bro, you just put you on my secret also now. You got the thing on the pipeline. The way you put the everything also now.
No, because I want to see your music going one step ahead. You know, people say that we don't play Liberian music, but one thing that I can say, this show, we don't play any other music besides Liberian music.
That one are true. It may not be gospel every day, but you can play like
So I think you should be able to try to work in that directions for you to be able to work with carving. You have already worked with carving with Everly Mars and the other lady, Maron. Even Judy. Judy Annie. Even Judy Annie. She is somebody who get rights to come here at any time. So I'm thinking that you should be your focus should be directed to those guys or to those females, so that they can be able to push you up one step above.
Oh no, most definitely, most definitely. I have already talked to Sarah. Then like I said, you already put the secret outside. I still got to talk about it. I spoke to my mother, Evelyn Marsh. We have a very good relationship. I spoke to my mother, Maron. We have an amazing relationship, and I told the both of them, and they said, "No problem, son. Whatever you want to do, we are open to do it." That will get back to the same thing again. I say, I have to work for everything. Everything that, when I go do my little 16-hour, I got to put together, to get it done, because I can't call the pioneer in the studio there and tell her, say she must bring her own money to pay for song. I have to have the whole thing covered, because the fact that she even agreed to do a collaboration with me is a plus, So that's why I put the EP, the new EP that I told you about. The EP will be available on the 1st of January. This song, Nothing Is Too High, you playing, it came from the volume 1. So the EP now,
volume 2.
Now the volume 2 now, which is the EP. That we here now to be talking about.
Yeah, AB, before we go to the EP, I want to just give some information to our brother. Just so you know, Maron Cassell is in Philadelphia. She's here permanent, okay? If you don't know, that's another information.
I know that, brother. I know that. Brother Francis, I know that. I spoke to her on several occasions. The Oma is so down to earth. She's, I have met her so many times. When I told her about it, she said, "No problem, my son. I bless God for what you're doing. You're such a humble young man. The fact that you can recognize that the people did not pave the way for you, it even is a plus, because many of young people will not do the same. So the fact that you recognize that, no problem. Whenever you're ready, just let me know. We will get the song done." So, I'm really privileged for these kind of giants then, to say yes, they want to work with Minister Ivan P. It's a privilege for me, and I bless God Almighty for that.
Okay.
So AB, please, can you play this other music? This was 2016, Minister P. Jehovah, you are the best.
I don't have that right now.
Okay, do you have the other one?
I have the one that says anyway, let me
Give up. What about give up? GRVR.
D12 on the beat.
I want to be a giver, giver. I want to be a giver. I want to be a giver, giver. I want to be a giver, because it's better to give than to receive. Because it's better to give than to receive. Because Holy Scripture make me understand we should give to the poor, the fatherless, the motherless, the rejected, the homeless, the sick. I am here to tell a believer to give to the poor. Look within your community, look for the needy. Stop to help someone. You should look for the widows. Oh, God will bless you. The less privileged, will locate you. Let God see your handiwork and be happy with you. I want to be a giver, giver. I want to be a giver. I want to be a giver, giver. I want to be a giver, because
Minister Harvey, you talk about the EP. What is that volume 2? What is that volume 2?
So God blessed me to release an album in 2014 with 14 anointed songs. And the song Nothing Is Too High is on it. The song You the Best that Francis was just telling you about is on it. A lot of other good songs. But I never had an opportunity to put it online, like we do now. So I was just shipping the CDs to different people. When I have concert, people will come and get it. So since that time, I just been putting out single. But recently, God blessed me to do an EP, not exactly an album now. You know, an EP, just a short, a mini album to put it out as volume 2. So if you think that nothing is too high, all the other songs that was too much, just listen to the EP. It's loaded, it's streaming. It will be available the 1st of January on all music platform. You can buy it from your music play store and everywhere. So the EP, I'm telling you, is loaded with a lot of inspirational songs.
I think this is the EP.
No. That is not part of the EP.
The man said January 4th. They ain't want to book that right now.
Maybe don't Castro here. From the MC, man, you may want Castro. You want Project class.
All right.
The man said January 4th, so we'll get it.
I mean, this music. I think we need to be having Sunday here for gospel and musicians to be able to come on and be able to, for us to be able to host them, and so that they can be able to talk about their album. So other than that, before we open the line, do you have anything other to say to our audience?
Yeah, especially about the EP.
Yeah, I want to talk more about the EP because God has blessed me
talk about it. Talk about
a 5-song EP together. Very powerful, highly inspirational, messages that will speak to your heart, that will give you give you upliftment and draw your attention more to God. We have some songs like "Leave Me Alone, Let Me Worship My God." I don't want no distraction right now. My mind is focused on God. I want to do what God has called me to do. I don't want to go I just want to focus on God and get God work done. We got songs that I feature one of Liberian talented gospel minister, Sam Mason. He's a multiple award winner in Liberia. I don't know whether you are familiar with him or you are listening to his songs. We did a song that called "God Can Bless Anybody, He Can Turn Their Life Around." That is also available on the EP. There's a song on that EP called "Every Time." Every time I think about the goodness of Jesus, I want to laugh, I want to cry. So the EP is hardly loaded. And I mean, you will not listen to the EP and don't be moved by the message and the song that is on it. The message are so inspirational, it's heartwarming, and you will be touched, you will be inspired. So January 1st, it will be available all on your music, your Play Store, and wherever you can go to buy music online. I want everybody to support me on that. At least let something be coming, because most time, bro AB and Francis, people will go on my YouTube channel, they will be complaining, "Hey, Minister Abby, your song is so good. Why you take 10 years to post song out? We're not even hearing you." I said, well, the thing is that hard work I got to do. I got to fly from here, go to Charlotte, North Carolina to record the song. I got to find video to shoot the song. I got to use money to put the song online. So, I'm still struggling by myself to do everything with the help of my loving, humble, and respectful wife. So I begging y'all give me time. But those are the audience that watching and people around the world who will see this, interview later on. Like I said, these are the form you can support Minister IVP. Go to your Play Store, stream the song online. If you say, "Hey, Minister IVP, that thing here taking too long," even though I went and bought the song online, but I feel it's not enough, I want to be a blessing to you, my cash app number is available. I would really appreciate it. And God will, whatever you sow into this man's life, God will definitely be a blessing to you. So I can continually go in the studio, continually post songs out and reach the world, to be a blessing to a lot of lives out there.
So, quick question, AB, to our guest. How many songs on the EP that we're talking about for January 1st?
We got 5 powerful songs on the EP. 5.
Okay, great.
Yeah, and the reason because it's an EP, it's not an album, it's a mini album. And these days, I'm telling you, my brother, music is very, very costly. People doesn't know.
Very expensive.
It's very expensive, So by the special grace of God, I was able to work with my partner, my sweetheart. I said, "Man, you gotta put your own lady in there so we can add it also. I can complete the EP because it's not easy, it's heavy on my hand." But I think now the audience know now. Because most people see this thing in a few seconds song, they don't know the work that go behind in the scene, behind the scene. They don't know the hard work that goes behind it. Even though I singing gospel music, I can go in the studio and go tell my man record my song free. That what the engineer living on too. He need a fee. So please, guys, support Minister Ivan P. Scream the song starting January, 1st. And the cash app number is there. If you want to be a blessing to this man of God, God will bless you.
All right. Our line now are open. Our phone lines are open. Our number to call are 267-938-2801. Once more, 267-938-2801. That is the number to call. Or you can better call us on 612-520-1016. That is another number to call to be part of the Manefson Abraka Talk Show. This talk show has been brought to you live, flesh and blood, with Minister Ivan. He is in studio with us. So all of your question that you have, you can be able to post it to him. God not all ever hold your peace. So that is that. When I listen to your nothing, I want to go back to that music. When I listen to your nothing,
it is very inspirational.
That music, I don't know the way I'm looking at it, whether that's the way other people are looking at it though. But this music is very inspirational. This music is touching. For me to see you, there are a lot of Liberians living in the United States currently that cannot afford to pay their rent.
True.
There are a lot of Liberians, there are a lot of Cameroonians, there are a lot of Kenyans, there are a lot of Togolese that are not able to afford to pay their rent. For me to be able to see their music is touching. This music is really touching.
Thank you, Brother Abe.
And I want to say to you, continue the hard work.
Thank you.
Continue the hard work. Maybe at the end of the tunnel, that's a time you will be able to leg your elbow.
But Abby, let me say this, okay? When God gave me the idea for the video, because a lot of people were impacted around the United States, they called me because, when you see that clip where that woman is throwing me upside, do you know I received so many calls from around the United States for that clip? They say, my brother, everybody will call me and say, you telling my story. You telling my story. You telling my story. Because so many people have gone through that situation in America here. But family in Africa don't understand that.
They don't understand.
People used to call me on a daily basis to tell me, say, brother, you are telling my story. It came a time in my life, so and so. They put me and my children outside. I didn't have no place to go. And I think that what I'm telling you, that clip that I illustrated in the video, it happened to me in my personal life in America here. I was kicked outside. I didn't have nowhere to go. That's why I say most of these songs relate to my personal life stories. So I'm not just singing because I get beautiful voice or because I just want to open my mouth to sing. And secondly, when that song came out, it was the time that Liberia was going through the Ebola crisis. So when I sent that song to Liberia, AB, my God, the kind of people that love that song gave Liberian all over the world hope. Even
it can inspire people.
Oh, yes.
That music inspire men. Even when you are weak, you are laying on your dying bed, you are weak. That music, when you listen to that music will put strength in you.
Because the presence of God is on that song, AB. The power of God Almighty. I told you that song came directly from God. I wasn't thinking about writing no song. I was contemplating in my spirit, but my own struggle I was going through here in America, the hard time, everything, Why this not happening? Why that not happening? And God put that song in my spirit. I personally thought it was just for myself God was giving me that song for. But I didn't know that I was telling a lot of people's story with that song. I got people from Kenya can even look at that video and tell me, say, look, Minister P, you're telling my story. I got fans in Kenya because of that song. I got fans in Tanzania. They're on my YouTube channel. So the presence of God on that song, when you believe the message and apply it to your life, brother, you will see the transformation. That God just get that song.
Now play that song again, and then they open the phone now.
You're not coming back in here.
I promise I'm going to pay my rent. You see me? That's what I'm working towards.
No, I gave you a first notice. I gave you time to pay it. We gave you a second notice. I gave you time to pay it. 6 months now. You've even gotten a third notice. I'm done. You need to take your stuff and get out and don't come back.
Brittany, please, please. All right, I'm gonna bring my rent. Brittany, please.
Hey, good news. I say nothing is too hard. Nothing is too hard. This work can testify. After 400 years in slavery, God brought them hey, to the promised land. Yes, so. Hey, Liberia can testify. Yeah. After 14 years, ooh, I say nothing is too hard. Yeah, for God, oh, I say nothing is too hard. Jehovah, you know nothing is too hard. Mama, Jehovah.
All right, okay. You can keep your call coming out on 21262 21267 793 82801. That is the number to call. Once more, 267-938-2801. That is the number to call to be part of the Magnificent Abraka Talk Show. Or you can better call us on 26612-520-1016. That is the two number to call. Or you can better call us on 215-266-6509. That is the number to call to be part of the Magnificent Abraka Talk Show. Here we have us, Flesh and Blood, Arvin, Minister Arvin. We have him live in studio with us. I mean, Minister Arvin, I have been, and my friend and brother Francis can attest to this. Mm-hmm. There have not been you and ZTT. Mm-hmm. I think you may have known her. She is traditional music. ZTT, she is a traditional music singer.
Okay.
You both are the only person that have been invited on this platform. Because of your music, your message. Mm-hmm. Because of your message. So for me, I am promising I will do everything possible in my weak way for me to be able to give you that support.
Thank you, Brother AB.
Because this kind of music is not to be taken for granted. I am not to say it once more. Because that kind of music, it is not... If you are seeing the Nigerians, the reason why the Nigerians go far, it is because when they launch one music, the entire Nigeria share that music.
Of course.
The entire Nigeria share that music. But for us, Liberians, when we launch music, we go instead of going to go subscribe, we rather go to just copy the music and forgetting about subscribing. And forgetting to know that the subscription, that's the one that bring money to the artists. So for me, I am friendly with a lot of Nigerians, which of course I will not be able to call their name here.
Right.
I'm friendly with a lot of Nigerians that can make things to happen.
Well, bless God for that.
That can make things to happen. I'm not just saying it because I want to say it. I have a couple in Nigeria that can make things. That any times that I call upon them, that they can make things to happen.
Bless God for that.
So for me, their music will not go untouched.
Amen. In Jesus Christ's name.
Francis, yeah. What we are with our chorus, Francis, you can go ahead.
Yeah, Minister RVP, just to add on to what AB said, our platform might be small, but the good news is it is global and it is authentic. And I know we get a good news about that and we get a bad news about that too. To a point where we try to look for a relay in Liberia, and a lot of folks say our talking point is too strong. But that is okay. That is who we are. That is who we are, and we're going to be just like that. And most of the things you see other folks doing on other platforms, they copy it from us. We play music, everybody start playing music right now. We show the picture, we show the video, and almost everybody doing that right now. So now that, like AB said, we invited ZTT, she came on, now you are on. What we can commit to as a platform, we will stream your music. Trust me.
Thank you, guys.
Whether you send it to us or not, we're going to get it on YouTube. And I get a YouTube account. It's paid for. So they take money from me. They can't deny me anything. In fact, they will be sending it to me. Say they want checking. So that's good news. So we will stream your music on the individual side, especially with KMC, Kangoma Multi Services Consulting. We'll reach out to you as soon as possible to chip in a little bit so you can add $1 or $2 to that. But I mean, your songs are reality songs that I refer to them. You are only adding your gift to what happened to you, and not just you, my brother. What happened to everybody? Right. I came on here the last time with LBDR story, and for some reason, nobody called. Nobody called, and I got done with that conversation, and I decided to just go to some motivational conversation. And you know what? What I was talking was just dropping on people. It was dropping on people directly. So everything we do in life, my brother, that's what I say. Like you said, nothing is hard to God. It is real. And then the collaboration you did with our sister Kevin Adam, that's another thing. Wait for God's time.
Yeah.
Wait for God's time. That also touches me a lot, But there are a lot of us too. Except you are somebody who don't believe in the oneness of God, or the singular aspect of God, the supreme power that is responsible for the creations of heaven and the earth.
Amen.
And everything you see out there, except you're not a believer. But when you are a believer, we are all emotional people because we are human beings. But let me tell you something. Sometimes when you just calm down in your little corner, you can achieve a lot. And everything that happened today, it ain't just happened today, happened yesterday. And not just that it is happening to you, but also happening to other people at the same moment. So sometimes you think that these songs are just like because it happened to you. No, it happened to so many people, and that is the reasons why it is resonating. And I can guarantee you, if you come up with a better single or better EP, whatever you call it, you don't even need to tell the people to play it. They're going to play it for you. That's why it is. That's what it is. I listen to multiple of your songs. This morning I played them a lot. And that gave me the opportunity to ask you those questions I'm asking you. But my advice to you is that you and your wife, you stay together strong and support each other. But for the bigger picture, for the bigger platform, collaboration is very, very necessary. It
Oh,
is
definitely.
very, very necessary. And let me tell you something I've come to realize in life, especially in America. We got so much of skills, human being in general and Liberian in particular. We got skills, we got talent, but we don't have the platform yet. When
Right.
that platform is offered, when that opportunity is given to us, my brother, it's a mind blowing, and that is what we pray for. Like he said, when God approve you, man will locate you.
I say that.
But our philosopher said, when somebody is washing your back, you gotta wash your own belly because your belly hanging before you. You can see it, you know. So I mean, my brother, I must admit, you are a very creative, talented individual when it comes to this gospel music. And what you're singing is it's not an imagination. It's a real story. And that's what makes your song different from many other songs, from many other artists.
Thank you.
It's something that happened, and we can feel it. We can feel it, especially here in America. It's not easy. We give God the glory. You know, we also appreciate American people for their generosity to even keep us here to be here and call this place at home. For ourselves, for our family, and people that we love, and people that love us. But just to add up to what AB said, we can guarantee you we will stream your music. Trust us. We stream it whenever we come here. Man, I already got my, Kevin Adam. I got the other folks, and now you added there. You know what, my brother? Keep it going. Work, but work smart. That's what I got to tell you.
Thank you, brother Francis. Thank you, brother AB. I'm appreciated. Thank you guys so much.
Since we are not getting any quarter, I
The people are enjoying their Christmas, maybe, so they didn't want to make her.
Right.
Allow me to enjoy myself, right?
yeah. So, what would be your parting statements? In order for people that may listen to our talk show after, what would be your parting statement?
First of all, brother AB, I want to thank you and brother Francis for having me on Liberia Media today and the Maneski Nabrakata show. I appreciate you guys for the opportunity so much. Thanks to all the audience, those who are listening. Some people are listening, they are taking the message, it resonating. It's just that they don't want to call. But thank you for the opportunity. And to everybody who will see this, continue to share the interview, and the music is available by the 1st of January on all media platforms. Please go and stream it. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's MINIVAN space P. You can follow me on Instagram. Most of my personal family activity, you can see what Minister IVP will be doing on day-to-day basis. I'm on the Facebook as well. But thank you guys so much. Thank so much for the opportunity. I want to say big thanks to my wife, and she's gonna watch this later. To my children and everybody who love Minister Ivan P music or have ever supported me in any way, shape, and form. Thanks to the audience as well. And God bless you all. Thank you so very much for having me.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Francis, his music is touching.
It is.
His music, it is inspire. A music puts strength in you when you don't even have strength. So that all I have to say here tonight. If my co-host want to suggest anything else, I think that we should be able to do this thing routinely. We should be able to be hosting people that are musicians. They themselves too, because they are not involved into politics.
But you can't. It's difficult to just get away because even the music, that's another form of politics. Because it's
No,
speaking to issues
yeah,
indirectly.
yeah, the, the musical industry that relate to politics, that is there. That, of course, when we see it, we know it. But the gospel musicians, that is not have to do with politics.
That's right.
So we just want to take this time to tell you guys Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. We'll be coming on the eve. Is that the eve? I will
It
leave
has to
that.
be New Year.
I will
It
leave
has to
that
be New
with,
Year Day.
I will leave that with Francis for Francis to say that.
Okay, folks. So just so you know, I am the mouthpiece. So the CEO gave it to me. I'm the mouthpiece for Abraga Talk Show. Okay. So we first and foremost want to say thank you plenty for joining us, supporting us all the time, man. Come on, you guys are wonderful people. And it is because of you we can't let it go. We have to come here. We got a lot of stuff in our closet. I mean, Liberia Today Media closet. We talked about it briefly the last time, and hopefully, this 2023 we will start to do some of these things, so that it cannot just be about politics, day in, day out. No, we want to mix the flavor. So we're gonna be coming out like AB said, like some of our people in our own community to profile them. Come on, don't overlook it. Profile some of these folks that don't have the platform that we got. Like we just did with Avin P, for example. If you're doing a small business like myself, I talk a lot about my little agency here, and I'm getting some reward for that though. If you're doing something like that, just inbox AB, maybe inbox me. We all got it on different, different job time, but we found a way to figure out how we can meet and talk about your business. You talk about your own business on your own, and then we question you, we'll give you few questions. If the callers want to call, the call. We want to add that to it too. In addition to that, we're going to be coming with something we call social issues. And we're going to be inviting influential females in our community. Because there are so many things going on in our community that are much more affecting us than the issue that are going on in Liberia. I don't know how many miles away from here, across the Atlantic Ocean. That is our motherland. We agree. We totally agree with that. So there are a lot of stuff in our package. Hopefully we can achieve those stuff during the year 2023. In addition to that, we have also planned to come out here on New Year Day, probably New Year night. I know some people are going to be in church. We talk about it a little more to see what specific time we can come on that people will be available, But we know for sure everybody not going to be available because we are in a different time zone due to different country. All right, so we're going to be coming up to you to ask you questions. For example, those trending issues that stood up to you during the year under review 2022. In addition to that, the next question is going to be, what is your resolution for 2023? And you got to be authentic about it. You got to be honest. You got to be sincere to yourself because you wouldn't giving it to us and the world, but it is actually your own goal. And you know why? Those of us who are believers, they say good and bad lies on the tongue. So whatever good you profess about yourself, that's why it's going to be like at the beginning and the end of the year. So those are the things that we're going to be talking about in the few days to come. And we want you to join us so that we all can discuss it, so you can support us, we support you. If you're doing something in the corner, you don't have that popularity, you don't have a platform, inbox us, we can profile you. And there are certain people there. I got all my piece of paper already. We're going to be bringing it on the show. I'm talking with my buddy D. Colleagues, because D. Colleagues in our community is doing a lot of great stuff. I know he has his own platform. He can show anything he want to show up, but I just feel need to bring up this colleague. He did something that is very, very marvelous. He went to Liberia and interviewed influential individuals, policy makers, including our old man, our uncle, Joseph Walker. Okay? So I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about some of our female in the community who are making immense contribution when it comes to social media. So a lot. I don't want to let everything out of the bag before the other people that call themselves big platform, they steal our show. No, nobody gonna steal it. Because this show here, the strategy we got, the ingredient we got, only us. We got to take it out before you take it. The last time when I did that, AB, that podcast is almost 10,000 views. I didn't know I made sense. I didn't know I was making sense, excuse me. All right, but now that I get to understand, yes, I made a great sense. So, folks, we just want to say thank you very much again. We were here this morning to identify with our Christian brothers and sisters, to celebrate along with them, to give them the opportunity to call the show and send out a shout, Christmas message, something like that. That podcast this morning is already almost 2,000 views. So it means we are trying our possible best. We're not getting paid for it, but your thank you is just enough. It is plenty for us. And by the grace of God, we're going to be here and we're going to do exactly what we ought to do. Thank you, and it'll be back to you.
Okay, all right. That is the voice of the voiceless. That is the voice of Wologizi. The voice of Wologizi has spoken, and he has said it, and they have been endorsed it. It's just waiting for implementations. So, like you said, this platform, we are not for profit. We are here to serve the Liberian people. We take 2 hours of our time every day from Monday to Friday for us to be able to come here, to be able to give you guys sensitive, I will repeat, sensitive information. There are people here in the governments that will pay to give out the information that even the bigger platform that does not provide. We give it to you just how we receive it. You have said it, that will be here, Christmas Day, and New Year Day. You have said it, that it will be here. We understand that most of you guys will be in church, and most of you guys will be at home. So it is possible that you will leave from church and come on. Whatever it is, your New Year reservation may be things that you are contemplating on that God may do for you in 2023. Come here. The platform is all yours. It is the Liberian People platform. It is not me, it is not Francis. So much we do. Want to say goodbye. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, Abby. Stop that.
Coming back in here.
I promise I'm gonna pay my rent. You see me? That's what I'm working towards.
No, I gave you a first notice. I gave you time to pay it. We gave you a second notice. I gave you time to pay it. 6 months now. You've even gotten a third notice. I'm done. You need to take your stuff and get out and don't come back.
Brittany, please, please. All right, I'm gonna bring my rent. Brittany, please.
Hey, good news. I say nothing is too hard, nothing is too hard. Yes, we can testify after 400 years.